from Cleveland. And now, from Omaha and Cleveland, to entertain you tonight with a gala discussion and a recording session, Matt and Greg and the fabulous Beach Boys Talk.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Beach Boys Talk. Matt, how you doing, my friend?
Hello, Greg. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Glad to be back.
Let's make sure we can hear my brother Matt.
Hello, hello.
All right, we are good to go. Welcome, everybody. We are so honored to be back. Did you guys hear our new intro? It's a little rough. I gotta fix it a little bit, but the legend Fred Vale was really kind to lend his voice to our new intro, and it is awesome. It is just so classic. I gotta play it one more time because it's so good. Matt, pretty amazing, right?
Yeah. Again, yeah, just a thrill. It's so honored.
And now, from Omaha and Cleveland, to entertain you tonight with a gala discussion and a recording session, Matt and Greg and the fabulous Beach Boys Talk.
Yeah, especially all the girls. I mean, because I had to fit like 400 girls in my house. It took forever to record that, but
lucky you, not me on that.
I know.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome everybody to Beach Boys Talk. It's a show dedicated to our favorite band, the Beach Boys. My brother and I, we love the Beach Boys, and we wanted to connect with other fans just like you out there, and just have fun on Tuesday nights. Talk about our favorite band, right, Matt?
Yeah, we always say, and we'll keep saying it, we're not experts, we're not historians, we're just brothers who love the band and want to share our love of the band with everybody out there who loves the band as well, as much as we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, what do we got on for today?
We have an awesome show tonight. We are going to do a deep dive, a strong analysis into this wonderful album right here, the 1968 album Friends.
Woohoo!
We will do the Many Moods of Matt, where I give my thoughts on a Beach Boy related topic, sometimes controversial, sometimes not.
Sometimes.
We're going to go over our
Always.
Facebook poll, which was your favorite song from Friends this time. We're going to celebrate the news like we did last week. We're going to talk about some Beach Boy and Beach Boy related news. Then we have a new segment called Add Some Music, where Greg and I will add some music to your day, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
And then we will end it all with, of course, Greg and his magnificent playing with the All Request. So I hope you'll. Oh, and we have our giveaway, Greg.
And
tell
our
them about the giveaway.
That's right. We're going to give away. Oh, where is it? I'll get it before too long. But we're going to give away a poster. You may have seen it on Facebook. We posted that if you're here tonight, you have a chance to win it. All you have to do is be here on the giveaway. And so we're going to give away a really cool Friends promo poster. Actually, it's upstairs. I got to go grab it, but I'll grab it. I'll grab it here in a little bit. But Matt,
before you go on, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say happy birthday, Stephen Kalinich.
Yeah,
become a really good friend of ours with the show, and he's so awesome.
Guy.
So hope he has a great day. Yeah.
What a sweet guy, and we'll talk more about him as we get into the Friends album because he was a big part of the album itself, writing some songs with Dennis, and I think around the same time he was doing stuff with Brian as well. Not on the Friends album, but man, what a great guy. We've had him on the show before. If you haven't checked out that interview, you really should. Not because of anything we did, but because hearing Steven talk about his work with Brian and the Beach Boys and Dennis, especially, really special stuff. So, for those of you big fans of Billy Hinchy, we're big fans as well. And so, before we get the show started, we always want to do his song that he always did at the beginning of his show. Alex, you rock! Thank you, Matt. Here's the poster. Our behind the scenes tech team is on it. Pretty cool, huh?
Why we pay her the big bucks.
Yeah, that's why we pay Alex the big bucks right there. You could win this. Just hang on, folks, and we're going to send it your way. Let's do a song for Billy. Hey, hello, my friends. It's good to see you again. You know it's been a few years since I went away. Now I'm happy to say I'm doing okay myself. I can dig what's happening. And every day there is something new, and hey, good things are coming my way. Tell you how you've been, there's so much you gotta tell me. Let's talk about them good old days. We laugh and say, hey, hey, man, you're okay. Let's take it nice and easy now. Back in the groove. Stick around for a little while, and hey, good things are coming my way, yeah. And good things coming my way, yeah.
Awesome.
For Billy.
Rest in peace, Billy. Yep.
Rest in peace.
Very
Hey, so as we always start the show, welcome new people. If you're new tonight, say hello in the chat. Maybe say your favorite album, your favorite Beach Boys album, and tell us where you're from. I noticed we had somebody from Nova Scotia, Matt. Is that pretty cool?
Wow.
One
Oak
of our,
Island, right?
I was
You're
going to say
Oak
one of our favorite nerd shows is Oak Island. So if you're from Nova Scotia, let us know. We'll come visit you. If you could go ahead and put us up, and we could tour the Oak Island area. But welcome, Matt. Let's say hi to some of our folks in the chat. I see CleanMan93. We are honored. Fred Vale is here for a little bit. What a legend. See the wave. Macarena, Elizabeth, welcome. Stacy, welcome. Joe, welcome. Joyce Garrison, welcome. Sue from Australia. Sue, what are you doing? What time is it in Australia right now? I think it's early in the morning, isn't it?
It's like the opposite here, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Jen Smith. Hey, Jen, welcome. Beach Boy fan 1962, welcome. So happy to have you. Darren is in the house. Darren, glad to have you. Don Bogosh, welcome, my friend. Claire Bear is a very special friend of the show. She's from the UK. And for those of you that don't know, the UK it's like 2 or 3 in the morning right now there. It's kind of crazy, right? Isn't that right? Joyce, Mackenzie. Hey, Mackenzie, first time here. Pet Sounds, of course, from Georgia. Glad to have finally gotten a chance to watch. Mackenzie, we are so honored that you took the time to come hang out with us tonight. And what a great album choice. Pet Sounds. It's an absolute classic. It really is a beautiful album. Joseph from Manhattan. What's up, Joseph? How are you? Good to hear from you. Sandy. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Good to hear from you. Mike. Mike's in the house. ENIAC, I'm not really sure who. I don't know if I should pronounce that or if it's an acronym, but welcome anyway. Gabrielle, welcome. New from Rome, Italy. Favorite album, Pet Sounds. Man, how cool is that? We have somebody from Rome. Wow, what an honor. Gabrielle, was it Grazie? Is that Italian?
Yeah, grazie.
Grazie. Grazie. Thank you. Thank you,
Gabrielle,
for being
do you
here.
like opera? That'd be awesome if you did.
Oh, my brother's a huge opera fan. I can't get it, but he likes opera. What other very stereotypical Italian? Do you like pizza, Gabrielle?
Stereotypical.
Do you like the Pope? All right. Harley's in the house. Hey, our Harley. Eric, how are you? Dave. Hey, Dave, how are you? Dave's in the UK as well, so he's also hanging out in the middle of the night. Buzz Ulrich. Hey, Buzz, how are you? Michael Vick is in the house. Michael, what's up?
Hey, Michael.
Michael said, I can't seem to find my friend's album. Well, that's because we have it. We have all your albums, Michael, and we are honored to have them. So welcome, everybody. Matt, a couple things we want to mention before we kick into the show. Number one, a big shout out to Nolan Carr. We were so honored this past week to be a member, to be interviewed on his show that he has on YouTube, and we'll post that on our page. But Nolan, thank you for being a supporter of the show. And wow, he is a talented kid. He's really young. He's getting into broadcasting, super talented. We did an interview on there where we talk about kind of how we started the show and that kind of thing. So Nolan, If you could, Nolan, if you're in the chat, if you could maybe put a link in the chat of your show so people can go check that out.
And it's called Nolan Carr at Night podcast. You can see it on YouTube. Right. In fact, the week before he had us, or whatever, his last episode was Bobby Figueroa, another nice interview with our friend Bobby. So
we're going to talk about Bobby here in a little bit
Support
as
him.
well.
Yep.
That's right. Matt, we also have another wonderful soul and just legend that we lost the past week or so, and that was of course Ronnie. And so
man, that was in my news segment, but go ahead.
Oh, it was? All right, we'll skip.
Ahead.
Never mind. No, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know that was your new. Okay, we didn't communicate super well. We'll do it later. We'll do the song later.
Okay.
We said happy birthday to Steven. Hey, if you love the show, if you like the show, we would really appreciate it if you share it. Share it with your Facebook friends. If you could share it on Facebook, that would be huge. Just like Todd. Todd, thank you. Todd is in the house.
Todd.
Welcome. Thank you, Todd. Now, everybody, we'll start off the show with my favorite segment that we do, and it's called The Many Moods of Matt. Matt, are you ready for...
Let's do it.
Are you ready for some many moods here?
I'm ready.
Let's kick it off. The many moods of Matt. Whoa, yeah. All right, go, Matt.
That part scared me.
I'm so sorry. That's happened 2 weeks in a row.
All right,
Nolan.
there's Nolan. All right.
Yeah.
So as I was preparing for this week, it was really a privilege to get to listen to Friends again and, read about the album. Mm-hmm. And it got me thinking, there was this trend in the 60s to create concept albums, right? Where albums used to be just for singles.
Thanks, Tom.
And filler. I would argue that Little Deuce Coupe is an early concept album, but really the one that the Beach Boys are known for is the most, brilliant album of all time, Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. That's considered a concept album in its, in its lyrics, in its concepts, lyrically, and then also though in the production and the music and the songwriting, of course, was mostly Brian Wilson on there. And I love that album. It's like if you're a Beach Boy fan, we always joke and say, well, what's your favorite album other than Pet Sounds, So I'm giving Pet Sounds its due. However, when I was listening to Friends, I got to thinking that Friends is really a concept album, and Friends is more a concept album that deals with peace and calm. And yes, a little bit of that transcendental meditation, but it's older Beach Boys. It's kind of like the Beach Boys, the calm after the storm. They had Pet Sounds that caused some acrimony in the band. Then Smile didn't work out. And then they went to the lo-fi where Brian kind of stepped back, but he was all in Friends. And I believe that Brian Wilson in Friends, that's his concept of him having a little bit of peace after all that storm. And I will say that I believe as a concept album, not necessarily, not musically, and maybe not production wise, but as a concept, Friends is a better concept album than Pet Sounds. So I guess
oh boy,
the discussion, the talk tonight is one, do you believe Friends?
No, we're cutting it. Sorry.
Is a concept album? I got cut off.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, so one was, is Friends a concept album? Do you agree with that? And two, do you think Friends is a better concept album than Pet Sounds? And the reason I say that is because maybe it's because I'm a little bit older now. And when I listen to Friends, I can relate to just the everyday getting up, walking around, doing your thing, going to work, watching the sunrise, just stuff that, is going to be there all the time, where sometimes on Pet Sounds it sounds a little bit like a whiny 16-year-old, who had his heart broken all the time.
What are you doing right now?
So,
you're going to end no one's going to listen to our show anymore.
So I can appreciate that, but again, maybe it's just that I'm a little bit older, but I just think, again, I think Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys are showing they're at peace. They're not trying to compete with anybody anymore. They're not trying to make anything necessarily that's on the radio. They're just trying to make music that makes them happy and at peace. And I think that just radiates all through the Friends album. So I'm excited to talk about it, but I will say one last time, Friends is a better concept album than Pet Sounds. And that is all. Many moods of
wow.
What do you think?
Yes, I think that I agree with you that I think it's definitely more of like a peaceful album. But I don't know that I agree with you that Pet Sounds is necessarily a concept album. Or do I? When you say Pet Sounds is a concept album, how do you mean?
So I mean that all the songs, so musically, the songs kind of fit together. And I think, the theme of the album is similar as well. Again, it's really, it starts with that do 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 do. It's kind of like Brian Wilson's unsure in his mind. He's at that age where everything's kind of wild, and then he just goes through this, this tapestry of his internal emotions with dealing with girls, dealing with loneliness, right? So I think it goes together that way, and sonically, I think it goes together as well.
Interesting. So I kind of get it, but calling Brian like a whiny 16-year-old seems a little.
I didn't call him one. I said,
well, you did because
he's songs.
I mean, he's writing it, and Tony Asher as well, as Fred Vale pointed out.
I said some of the songs after a while, when you listen to them a lot, it's like, okay, we get it. You're sad. You get your heart broken, and again, I think there's a time for that. Like sometimes we talk about this all the time. The Beach Boys have music for all moods. And so sometimes I like Pet Sounds. I mean, I like it a lot anyway, but I'm saying the mood that it brings. But I just think when I listen to Friends again and re-listen to it, I was like, this album is really chill. It's really happy.
Yeah.
It's really about life in a way, and the simple things that happen in life all the time, and like the little miracles that are life. And I think that's why I think that's more of a concept album.
Wow. Okay. I think well, you didn't say it's more, you said it's better. A better concept album, right?
As a concept, I'm not saying musically. Of course, Friends is very short. It's not Pet Sounds. It doesn't have God Only Knows and Wouldn't It Be Nice. I'm just talking about the concept of, more like mature themes, adult themes of just, life in general.
Yeah. Well, why don't we go to the chat? Chat, what do you think about the many moods of Matt today? So Matt, once again, is making the argument that as a concept album, that Friends is actually a better piece of work than Pet Sounds, which is let's go to the chat. Let's see what the chat has to say. So let's go all the way up here. Let's see. We're going all the way back up. Hey, Jimmy Beige is in the house. Meant for You would have been out of sight if length was longer and embellished, for sure. I agree with that. I wish they had done more. Although it is kind of nice. There's something about it. Sean O'Grady, hey Sean on Facebook says, not sure if it's a concept album. What would the concept be? Still my favorite album though. Matt, so what's the concept?
Friends?
Oh, Sean, you mean Friends or Pet Sounds?
If Dave you mean McLean, Friends, I just mean, Jimmy said it. It's more just be at peace, contentment, peace, the happy things in life. So maybe happy as a concept,
Yeah. Going back up, Eric Anniversario says, hey, Eric, Friends is by far my favorite Beach Boy album. Gail Keith says, 1 yes, 2 no. Clean Man says fake news. Good job, Matt. Let's see. Darren says, Matt, let's be friends. Bobby 075 says, those are fighting words. They are, Matt. You're in trouble, man. Peter Coffey says 1-4. Harley Pinson says, seems to be silly. Oh, seems to be a silly. I'm not sure. I think he's saying you're silly.
Maybe.
Michael Vick, hey, Michael, still would like to hear Our Happy Home, You're As Cool As Can Be, and I'm Confessing. These were recorded at the time of Friends. Yeah, and as we get to hear in that compilation from Capitol, they put out a lot of really cool bonus material from this era. Buzz Ulrich, Friends is a cool LP with a good vibe, whether considered a concept or not. My middle-of-the-road opinion. It's a great opinion. Joyce Garrison, the Friends LP is all over the place. Really? So I actually think it's pretty well. I feel peaceful pretty much throughout the whole thing, and that's kind of my concept.
The lo-fi production again is very different than
we'll
Pet
go
Sounds,
through it,
but it all goes together.
Yeah. Joey Hooper says less of a concept album, more of a mood piece, kind of like Wild Honey had an R&B mood to it. That's interesting, Matt. Yeah. So is it more a mood or a?
I mean, it could be,
right?
It could be defining our terms, but it puts you in. There's no downers on Friends. They're all happy songs. Again, Wake the World, talk about the sun rising. Just be here in the morning, waking up with the one you love. Talking to your kids about growing up, and Brian talking about just walking around his house, hanging out. I just think again, it's just a peaceful. You know what I mean?
Very different from Pet Sounds. Karen Cruz on Facebook says, very peaceful album. Hi, Karen. Welcome. Beach Boy fan 1962. I agree with the peace part. Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of get that vibe. Jimmy says, Pet Sounds has a progression and ups and downs of a relationship, the head trips, the depression that can cause experiencing a downed relationship, heavy conceptually, I think, which is holy tree. Greg Shady. Hey, Greg, trying it out on YouTube tonight. Oh, how was it over on YouTube? I know a lot of people join us on Facebook and Twitch, but I've always wondered what it's like on YouTube. I think YouTube is a pretty good a good platform. Hi, Mackenzie. Mackenzie's new tonight, everybody, and Mackenzie says the only thing that separates Pet Sounds from being 100% a concept album would have to be the inclusion of Sloop John B.
Yeah, Sloop John B was a single that actually came out before Pet Sounds, before Brian wrote it.
That's right.
Although some people can argue that Sloop John B is kind of the same thing. Like when he says, "This is the worst trip I've ever been on. I want to go home."
It does fit for sure.
It's more symbolic, it's not literal lyrics that way.
And if you think about it, during Pet Sounds, when's the last time Brian wrote a happy song?
Yeah, I just think Friends was like, I know he didn't write every song in there, but just about. Yeah. And his state of mind was almost, we're past this smile stuff. I can breathe. I don't have any pressure on me. And they just write this really nice, beautiful kind of breezy album,
Yeah. Don is talking about Shutdown Volume 2. Keep an eye on Summer, by the way. That's low key, an amazing, amazing song. Thanks, Don. Clean Man 93. Hey, Steven, thanks for liking the stream. Clean Man 93, is Beach Boys 85 a concept album? Ooh, that's a good question. And maybe we'll have to chat about it next week. We'll see. Todd Peters, I like both Pet Sounds and Friends. Yeah, I think we like both of them, but it is interesting. Hey, John, thanks for liking the stream.
I think Pet Sounds is the greatest Beach Boys album ever. I thought, I was trying to make that clear. I'm just talking about the concept.
I thought you said MIU is the best Beach Boys album.
Well, and MIU. Yeah.
Sean Grady says, not sure if it's a concept album. Oh, man, it kicked all the way back up. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. We've got so many more to read. Scott, hey, Scott. Scott is our resident expert Beach Boy fan. Scott knows everything.
Awesome videos, too, of piano playing.
Scott has some. Hey, everybody, if you're just learning how to play piano and you love the Beach Boys, there's not a better place to check out than Scott's YouTube videos, his Facebook videos. He's got some really cool stuff. So, Scott, feel free to post your stuff here, man. We love you and love what you do. But Scott says this: I understand Matt's view, and I think that both Pet Sounds and Friends are concept albums. But I disagree with Matt's assertion that Friends is a better concept album. I think that's a difficult thing to truly evaluate. Well, you didn't say why, Scott. You got to give us a reason.
It's just an opinion in a way. I mean, would you rather hear about happy stuff or heartbreak,
Yeah, Mackenzie says, I can see how Friends would be considered a concept album. And Jimmy says, Friends is definitely a concept album. Joyce says, Friends is... Oh, this is interesting. Friends is more a compilation of mellow... Flat and Queen and Beatles sounding music. Interesting.
That is interesting.
It does have a Beatles kind of ripped down vibe,
Yeah.
For sure. I agree with that. And it goes with that lo-fi, low fidelity, kind of low sound quality, mistakes and all kind of thing that the Beatles, quite frankly, mastered for sure. Let's go to Michael. Hey, Michael Coates. Apples and Oranges, both are excellent concept albums, each in their own unique way. Absolutely. Dave McLean, I have listened to Friends more than any other album. Yeah, I'd be interested if anybody does not like Pet Sounds, but Sue, our Australian friend, I love listening to Friends more than Pet Sounds. It's more peaceful for me. Yeah, so I think that's kind of what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit more peaceful, not so much that love angst, relationship angst. Nowhere
Man.
It's
not as heavy,
Yeah. Nowhere Man on YouTube, Passing By is incredible and probably my favorite song on the album besides Busy Doing Nothing. Nowhere Man.
Oh, man.
I didn't know what my favorite song on the album, but every time I play and I'm lucky enough to sing Passing By, it is the epitome of peace. I feel at peace. I don't know what it is. It's the same thing over and over again, but why do I feel at peace? Joseph from Manhattan, I think Meant for You is amazing in what it conveys in just a few seconds. Matt, that's a good point. What this album is able to accomplish in such a short period of time. The album itself, I believe, is under 30 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very short. Yeah.
Gabrielle, all the way from Roma. I think Pet Sounds concept comes from Brian's intention to express a series of themes already treated, but in a different way. The Beach Boys aren't teens anymore, and I knew it.
That's right. That's kind of what I meant by the whiny teenager. I wasn't saying about Brian, but just they're more mature themes. You kind of get settled in life.
Michael Garnier, Friends is all about chilling out. Julie Lipson, hey Julie, I just don't like to compare albums. I just like to listen to both and enjoy both. Yeah, but Julie, if we don't compare albums, then Matt and I don't have a show. So we need to talk a little bit about album. But Julie, we love you so much. Hi, Stacy. Hey, Andrea Maria. Friends seems to be a happier sounding Beach Boys, meaning they are matured. Boom, Matt. That's what you. I think you probably agree with. Andrea.
Well, can I speak to that real quick?
Yeah. Well, let me finish. She said probably at this point they were all married, had families. They sound more reflective on this album. That might be the take of the day right there.
Yeah, and one of the things about that's a great point, is that with Pet Sounds, you still have the Beach Boys with all those great harmonies at their peak when they were still young, and then Smile didn't come out. Smiley Smile's a little weird. Yeah. Wild Honey is an excellent album, but it's R&B. There's not a lot of that classic Beach Boy vocal sound. But then when Friends comes, all of a sudden you have all that harmony again. Yeah. And it sounds like the Beach Boys again with Brian on top. And again, they're just happy songs. So I agree with that. It's kind of like they're coming back in their next phase almost,
Yeah. Joe Winters, our good friend Joe. Hey, Joe, how are you? Toss up between Little Bird and Friends on this album. Friends being introspective with great harmonies. Little Bird, my man Dennis. And Steven Kalinich, happy birthday.
That's right.
Friend. See the Wave, yes. Oh, links to Scott videos. Yeah, so Scott, they want your videos, man. So if you can link it in the chat, let them know. John Tilden, hey, John, I can relax the most to the Friends album. I have probably listened to it the most of any album of theirs. Matt, that is the fourth time or fifth time I've read that I've listened to that more than any other. Is that true for you? Do you think you've listened to Friends more than any other album?
No, but kind of what my point was is that I think I'm getting to that point where I can listen to it and it's just kind of, it's kind of calming music, and it, like I said, it's happy. I think when you listen to Pet Sounds more, you really have to, there's so much going on in it that you really have to pay attention. It's like an experience, but Friends is real simple in a way in its complexity, and you could just put it on and like a breeze kind of.
Taylor says we're allowed to compare. So Taylor says, by the way, Taylor, I'm going to call you out here. Thank you for donating to the show. That was so kind of you.
Yes.
We appreciate your support. You're
very nice.
That was very, very kind. Didn't have to do that. We really appreciate it. Carol Ruth Barnes. Hey, Carol. I thought that I Went to Sleep would have been a good fit on Friends. Dude,
yes.
I'm going to say this,
Agreed.
Carol. You are so right. This is why we have a chat, and this is why nobody cares what we say, but more care about what the chat says. Carol, you rock. If I Went to Sleep was on Friends, it would be my favorite album, no doubt. No, like there's no other
That's
album.
my favorite song on 2020. And that song goes exactly with the theme of Friends. He's just in the park and he's sleeping. You know what I mean? It's the
100%.
same stuff.
Both those songs. So I Went to Sleep and then Time to Get Alone.
Time to Get Alone.
They really, and it's, can you imagine?
And Time to Get Alone was written around the Friends.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Yeah. I love it. Carol, thank you so much for being here. What an honor to have so many folks here tonight with us, just talking about our favorite band. I love it. It is the best. I always look forward to Tuesdays. I think we're just about caught up, Matt. So great many moods tonight, my brother. That's a good one. I think you're wrong. I think Pet Sounds as a concept album is still superior because I think in arguing for Friends, I think you probably nailed the coffin shut by describing Pet Sounds as kind of the whiny relationship angst. It does such a good job of that you know what I'm saying? Like it is, that is what it is. That is the concept. And he does such a good job. Every song on there, you feel that teenage, the really young love, angst, heartbreak.
Growing into your manhood
God.
In a way,
Yeah, God only knows. But Friends, I agree with you. I just think Friends is more peaceful, and I think that's why maybe you feel that way. But I don't know. I won't speak for you.
And again, there's an objective part of it, right? I think objectively Pet Sounds is better, but I think subjectively right now, I'd rather listen to Friends as a concept, if that makes sense, but I think objectively, again, Pet Sounds is a bigger album. It's more important. It's got better songs on it, but there's something about Friends, so I just think
there is something about Friends, and we're going to go through the album. I'm going to play and sing each song. We're going to talk about each song, and you are going to get a chance to rate it each time you tell us what you think about each song. Matt, let's go to our next segment. It's one of our new segments. It's called Celebrate the News. Oh, yeah. Matt, what news do you have for us today? Beach Boys news.
You want me to start? Okay.
Oh, no, I'll start. I'll start.
Go ahead.
First of all, no, I should say first of all because I only have one thing to talk about. But I found out recently through my sleuthing on Facebook that Bobby Figueroa will be joining Al Jardine on his tour, and I don't think I've ever been more happy. Wait, am I right? Why are you laughing?
Because it says on the news there's a breaking story that's not true. Matt's favorite song is "Hey Little Tomboy."
I think that every week I'm gonna put a little Easter egg down there for everybody to read. That's going to be some
fake
sort
news,
of slight,
fake news,
some sort of slight to you.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever been more happy on Facebook than reading that Bobby Figueroa will be joining Al Jardine, and I don't have a lot of information on this as far as what shows and when he's going to join. But if you in the chat, this is where like the chat's really helpful. You guys, if anybody knows any information about the Bobby Figueroa playing with Al, like what dates is he going to be there the whole time? But that's news to me, and I am so excited because Bobby is one of the sweetest, most talented people we've ever had on the show. He's just a really kind person, and I love the way he talks about Dennis. He talks about Dennis. Oh, there's so much love in his heart, and of course there is. You know, Dennis and those guys play drums together a lot of the times, and Dennis was the reason he was in the band. So, really, really happy to hear that he's going to be joining Al. That's so cool.
Yeah, I really wish I could see him because he was a drummer at so many of their important shows in the 70s and 80s, and I believe he's going to be playing on Al Jardine Family and Friends concerts with Wendy and Carney and Matt Jardine. But no, I'm very happy for him. It's well deserved, and I hope it leads to even more with him playing with the Beach Boys because he's great.
Me too. Joe Winter says, "Where is Les? Where is Les? Hey, where's DJ 33? Where's Les Hastings? Les, get on here. Les is a super talented dude, and if you guys aren't checking out his stuff on Facebook, you need to. He's done work with Endless Summer Quarterly. He did the cover of one of those. He does the colorizations. He does remasters of Beach Boy classics. A really talented guy. So if you're looking for Beach Boy content, can't get enough. He's not here tonight, but he's the guy to go to. See the Wave asks, was Bobby Figueroa ever on Full House? Matt, was Bobby on it?
I believe he was in one of the scenes when the Rippers come in. I sound so stupid.
You do, because I don't even know why I asked you. You already know. Matt has all the Full House episodes on VHS.
They're singing like a no, like VHS.
Yeah. Matt, hold on. Stop. Hold on. Do you answer this? You have to answer this honestly. Do you have any of the Full House seasons on any sort of medium in your house?
Well, only on on like HBO Max, but I didn't buy it that way. It's already on there or something.
You don't have the DVD collection?
I don't have any tangible copies. No.
Oh, I think you're a liar. Anyway, okay.
But anyway, he did sing on one of those, I believe. I think Joanna told us that, or Bobby told us that at one of his shows. I could be wrong, but
yeah, super cool. Stacy says, so happy that Bobby is joining them. Us too, Stacy. So cool. I feel like he's kind of one of our guys. He's just a super nice guy. He's very down to earth. He's so nice. So I want to see him.
Congratulations.
Bobby. Congrats,
Mm-hmm.
Bobby. Wow. And of course, like he should be playing drums with anybody he wants to right now. He's just an absolute legend. Todd Peters says Bobby Figueroa is awesome. Yes, he is. Don Bogosh, Les finally showed his mug. Oh, is he here? Let's see. Yes, he was on Full House. Okay, second season. Buzz says Bobby Figueroa is truly a nice guy. Glad I had a chance to talk with him most recently at
the Splash City advertisement, man?
Concert. Joy says Bobby is a sweetheart. Yes, he is. So we're really excited. That's my piece of news. Matt, you got a piece of news to share with everybody?
I do, and as most people already know, but we wanted to do a little honor this lady a little bit. Ronnie Spector, lead singer of the Ronettes, passed away this past week at 78. She had a brief battle with cancer. Of course, she's a famous singer of Be My Baby, Brian Wilson's favorite song, and a huge inspiration for him. Al Jardine put a statement out. Mike loved it, and Brian's reads like this. I just heard the news about Ronnie Spector, and I don't know what to say. I loved her voice so much, and she was a very special person and a dear friend. This just breaks my heart. Ronnie's music and spirit will live forever. Love and mercy, Brian. So I thought, Greg, as maybe a tribute to her, maybe you could play a little bit of
I love this song. I even tried to pull up some drums. Let's see if these drums work. You ready? This could be a train wreck, but this is for you, Ronnie.
There it is.
The night we met, I knew I needed you so. And if I had the chance, I'd never let you go. Oh, won't you say you love me? I'll make you so proud of me. We'll make them turn their heads everywhere we go. Oh, won't you please be my little baby? Tell me, darling, be my baby now. I'll make you happy, baby. Just wait and see. For every kiss you give me, I'll give you 3. Oh, since the day I saw you, I have been waiting for you. You know I will adore you till eternity. Oh, won't you please be my little baby? Tell me, darling, be my baby now. Whoa. Oh, won't you say you love me? I'll make you so proud of me. We'll make them turn their heads everywhere we go. Oh, won't you please be my little baby? Tell me, darling, be my baby now. Whoa.
Very nice, brother.
Wait,
Rest
can we
in
do this
peace,
one too?
Ronnie.
Whoa, I feel the hunger.
What a singer.
That's also
And,
Ronnie.
You know, Brian Wilson posted a video as well with his note when he met her back in like 99 or 2000, and she started singing "Don't Worry Baby" to him, and he was going crazy. And she said that she said, well, I know you wrote that for me, but Phil Spector wouldn't let us record it because it wasn't his song. And after he says goodbye to her, he's walking away, and they say, what do you think, Brian? And he says, that was the greatest thrill of my life. It's really neat how much respect he had and love he had for her, you know?
By the way, thank you for the kind words, everybody. We hack here. We are not, we're not great, but we appreciate it. It's always fun to sing and play and just enjoy it. But Matt, there's an awesome video. Have you guys seen this video? It's a video of Brian, maybe in like the 90s at some point, but he's in a radio station with a guy.
Oh yeah.
And the guy says, the guy goes, Ronnie recorded a version of "Don't Worry Baby," and Brian goes, what? Like, now, really? And he goes, yeah. And then he plays it for Brian, and it has got to be the most touching thing to watch Brian's face as Ronnie is singing "Don't Worry Baby." I think he's just, you don't get to see Brian like super happy and jovial, but that's what that looks like watching
It's
that video.
so genuine when he's like a little kid, when he hears it, he's like, I can't believe she sang my song.
Yeah, it is. He's like a little kid, like a little kid on Christmas. Anytime that song, so it's super cool. But cool. Well, thanks everybody. Matt, do you think it's? Are we getting close to time? Should we start? Taking down the Friends album? So everybody, every once in a while, probably about once a month, we'll do an album. And tonight's album is the Friends album. We're gonna do this guy right here. And we already talked about it. Amazing album. Matt, you want to give a little background on the record, and we'll start playing through the tracks. I'll be your record player tonight, everybody. We're going to talk through this one. Awesome record. Matt, go ahead.
Okay, so tonight we are talking about this album right here, the Beach Boys' 14th studio album. Came out in 1968, released on June 24th, called the Friends album. You can see the back of it's just kind of a serene picture of the beach there. So the Friends album was probably their worst selling album up to that time. It peaked at number 126 on the Billboard charts. However, in England, it reached number 13, which is such a huge difference. 13 to 126.
British people rock.
Yeah.
Claire, you rock.
And a little bit more background. We've kind of talked about it, but it was the third album in a row where they kind of produced it in the lo-fi style, meaning kind of warts and all. It's got the little hiss, they just, there's a lot of ways to describe it, but more homemade, They did go on a tour. It was a little bit inspired by the Maharishi Transcendental Meditation. Some of the Beach Boys met him in France. Mike Love actually stayed and went to Rishikesh, India, with some of the Beatles and Donovan and other folks. And, and he came back, and that's how Annalie the Healer came to be. So the Beach Boys started a tour with the Maharishi, but after they had an 18 concert tour, but it got canceled after 5 due to low sales. Part of it, I think, was Martin Luther King, his assassination. And we remembered him yesterday. It did have, the Friends did have one single released. It was Friends, the title track, and that reached 47 in the US, 25 in the UK. The B-side was Little Bird, but that was the only single that came off of the album, and it kind of just went away. And what happened was, shortly after that, the Beach Boys put out Do It Again as a single. And of course, that was a top 20 hit. And so they became known for that, but Friends kind of just went away to the wayside. And so I really think it's neat that as I get older and as, more of it comes out, you had the Wake the World box set come out. People are starting to appreciate, I don't mean hardcore Beach Boys fans like us, but other people are starting to appreciate more what Friends actually is and how beautiful of an album it is. So I'm excited to go through it today. Oh, it's the last album until 1977 where Brian Wilson wrote most of the songs. And of course, that 77 album is the Beach Boys' Love You. If there's anything else I'm missing that's pretty neat to talk about, you could put it in the chat. It is the first album to feature songs written by Dennis Wilson. He co-wrote 2 songs with our friend Stephen Kalinich, the birthday boy today.
The birthday boy. And
of course, those are Little Bird and Be Still, which we'll talk about. And that kind of surprised people. I think it surprised Brian as well that, Dennis had those writing chops in him. And so again, it's a very short album. I think it's about 25 minutes. 5 of the songs are under like a minute and a half or something. It's a pretty short album, which is one of the biggest things I would say that's wrong with it, is that it's too short. But what a statement they make in 25 minutes, So.
I turned on some mood lighting here, Matt. Brought the lights down a little bit. All right, so the first track is Meant for You.
First track is Meant for You. Brian Wilson, Mike Love. It's 38 seconds long, but one of Mike Love's greatest vocals of all time, in my opinion.
100%. Here we go. As I sit and close my eyes, there's peace in my mind, and I'm hoping that you find it too. In these feelings in my heart, I know I'm meant for you. Meant for you.
So what we want everybody to do in the chat is rate this 1 to 10, 10 being the highest you can give it.
I'm going to rate it. I want to rate it too. So
I'm going to rate it as well.
So we're going to rate it, what, 1 to 10?
Yeah, and give us some of your reasons for it in the chat, and we'll discuss.
10. Okay, I'm typing in the chat. I'm actually going to type in the chat.
Waleed is here. Hello, Waleed. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Waleed. Okay, I just.
Dave makes a good point. When Friends came out, it was panned by the critics, and part of that, I think, was the culture at the time where you had Hendrix and all this hard rock stuff, and the Beach Boys put out like the lightest album they ever put out, and it kind of played into that image problem they've always had,
Matt, I gave it a 10. I think it's a perfect I think it's probably one of their best album openers of all time. But Matt, do you mind reading the chat? Give us yours. Maybe read the chat.
Sure. I gave it an 8. Matt Howlett gives it an 8.
You gave it an 8? Why would you give it an 8?
It's too short. That's why. Only reason why.
But that's why it's okay. Never mind.
Allison said 9. Joyce said 6. Sean said 10 out of 10. Perfect intro, just like you. Taylor said 9. Jax 747 said 9.5. Its length makes you savor every second of it. That's a good point.
Exactly. It's like a very small piece of delicious steak.
Yeah. I see some 9s, 8s, 9s. Owen Hassel said 7, sets the mood. Susan said 8. John Tilden said meant for you is a 10. Gail said 9. Don said a solid 7. Eric Anniversary said 7.7.
Don, a 7? What are you talking about? Macarena, who? No way. A 7?
Yeah.
Oh, I need an explanation for this.
Patricia said 8, would be 10, but too short. See, that's exactly what I said. That's what I think.
But I think, no, but being short is, it's called short and sweet, you know? I mean, not everything can be 3 minutes, you know? Fred Vale, honored guest.
It's 30 seconds, though.
Fred Vale gives it, he said solid 7, maybe an 8. Man, it's so cool to have Fred here with us tonight. Everybody, Fred Vale, the voice of the Beach Boys, one of the most influential people to I think their success is with us tonight. What an honor.
Their first
Fred
number
Vale.
one selling album, the concert album, was Fred Vale.
Was Fred's idea. Yeah, Fred,
idea.
thank you for being here. What an honor. And thank you for giving us our new intro. It's awesome. So meant for you, we got some 9, 10, if developed longer. Okay, interesting.
Michael said 9. I love the idea of a brief introductory statement to set the tone. It's like a card on a beautifully wrapped gift. Hey, that's a great way to put that. When I think about it like that.
Who said that? That's like the most beautiful
Michael
thing.
Coates. Yeah, very good. He needs to do the many moods. He's more eloquent than I am.
Yeah, Michael, you want a job that doesn't pay anything? In fact, it takes money away. We'd love for you to join us. It's like a card on a beautifully wrapped gift. Yeah, because it's just the card. It's like expecting the gift to be the card, you know? It's not. It's just the card. You got to open up the rest of the gift. And I guess speaking of the rest of the gift, do you want to so
let's go.
For you, let's go to the second track.
Number 2 is the title track. Of course, this was the single, hit 47 in the US, 25 in the UK. Friends, written by Brian, Carl, Dennis, and Al. And the lead vocal is a pretty strong one by Carl. And then those really intricate harmonies, are in there as well. And some funky instruments too.
And you'll notice that this year, everybody, season 2, we have brought drums into the mix. So now we have some drums with us for some of these tunes. Yeah.
And by the way, I know you have to find drums in 3/4 time for a waltz, but this song was originally written in 4/4 time.
Oh, I wanted
and
to ask
Brian,
you, has anybody heard the 4/4 version?
Yeah, I don't know if it's that been recorded. I don't know, but Brian said that he wanted to keep the waltz alive, so he just changed it to a waltz.
He's so cool. He is so cool. Brian Wilson is cool, man. Here we go. We've been friends now for so many years. We've been together through the good times and the tears. Turned each other on to the good things that life has to give. We've been apart for a little bit of a spell. What a
will
fun
rate
song.
this song
What a fun song.
a 9 myself. So put those in the chat.
Oh, I'm going to rate mine in the chat. I'm going to put it in right now. I'm going to give that. All right.
Cindy said, I really like this song because it evokes memories of first being out on your own. Yeah. John said,
such
Friends,
such a nice thought. Love the 100%.
Lyrics.
Agreed.
Love the lyrics and time signature, but sometimes the lead vocal strains. It's up there.
Yeah, a little bit.
And Carl didn't sing it like Wild Honey. He tried not to strain, So Tom Maddox says 10, best song on the album. Jimmy says 10 for Friends. Great message, melody. I'm missing some of these. I'm sorry. Frank Villa said 8. Joe Winters, love Friends. My favorite this album. See the Wave said, Greg, in case Matt Jardine becomes unavailable for a future Brian show, can you fill in? Heck yeah.
No.
As long as I get a backstage pass.
I'll fill in, but it's going to be my one and only time. They would yank me after a couple songs. I'm 100%.
Buzz Ulrich gave it a 10. Gabriella gave it a 9. Song that sums perfectly the album. That's a good point. That really is what the whole album is,
I love this. Matt, I'm loving talking about this album right now. It is so cozy. I love this.
Yeah, everybody's happy about it too.
Yeah,
I
it's
tell
all
you,
happiness.
It puts you in that mood.
Very peaceful record. I love it. I'm in love with it. I think it's great.
All right. And what do you think of that song, Greg? Friends. What do you think about it?
Yeah, Matt, from a music side, I love that it's a waltz. Not something you hear a lot of at this time period. In fact, I know the Beach Boys were kind of, once again, it's Brian, it's the boys going the opposite way. At this time, this was not the concept. This was not the peaceful music. That's not what was going on at the time. It was It was some heavy stuff. Yeah, some pretty heavy stuff. What was the band they did this with? Odyssey and Oracle and Odyssey. What's the Zombies?
The
Zombies. Their stuff at the time was pretty heavy. It was very lush. Lots of stuff going on, really, really heavy. But the Beach Boys seem to go the opposite way, and I love it. But from a concept, somebody mentioned it already. I love it's going out on your own. It's new, it's fresh, and there's some times, but it's all about friends, friendship and how important that can be. And it's nice to.
I don't know if you can see Scott's comment in there, but he had an interesting comment about the harmonies that I've missed now. But he either said that there's too many or too little in spots. And I kind of know what he means by that, but I wanted to see exactly what it said again, but I lost it. So I appreciate that comment, Scott, or maybe throw it in there again.
Up 9 for a title track. Great album, but there are a few parts where I wish the backing track was a bit less. I don't know, understated, more prominent. I love it. Oh, I think he's talking about the first one. I got to scroll back.
He's talking about Friends, I think, but.
Right,
but anyway,
Scott, we value everybody's opinion on here. So very happy album, but cool. So a lot of 9s and 10s in the chat for Friends. So far, pretty rocking album, man. There's not a lot wrong with this record. All
right, the third track on the album is called "Wake the World."
All right, it's getting a little more tricky.
And this one was actually written the first collaboration with Brian Wilson and Al Jardine, just as the two main songwriters. And great track. We'll talk about it later, but take it away, brother.
Yeah. Okay. One by one, the stars appear. The light of the day is no longer here. Stars disappear, the sky grows brighter every minute of the sunrise. Wake the world with a brand new morning. Stay alone to another fine morning. Wouldn't miss it for all of its glory. I'll be there when you're calling me. One by one, stars appear. The sky grows brighter every minute of the sunrise. Wake the world with a brand new morning. Say hello
when they do that
Dang,
live
I screwed
now,
up the lyrics, but it's so good. Such a cool tune.
In Brian's band, when they do that live, they go right into add some music to your day, which is appropriate. But
yeah,
I gave that one a 9. I love that song. I really like the part in the middle with the violins, because it kind of gives you that vision of it. It's dark outside, right? And then the music gets a little bit, it builds up, and then the wake the world, and you think about the sun.
Yeah, and this beautiful chord change going from a 1 to this.
Yeah.
Like just you don't have to know anything about music, but going from here and then hearing
it's like
this.
night to day, you know, kind of.
Yeah, it's just this beautiful we're waking up or we're going to sleep, and then wake the world with a brand new
so I think it's pretty
really
clever
beautiful
song as well, you know.
I'm gonna rate it here. I'm gonna give it
see a lot of 10s in here. Wow. 9s and 10s.
I think it's really hard to argue with this one, because musically it's really beautiful. You have this
That's the part I was talking about. Yeah, that sounds like it's getting dark out, you know. Yeah.
And you know, the first time it goes minor chords, and then the second and third time it's all major, which is different sound. But those things you don't notice until you're like us and nerds and listen and do it. But it's so cool. It's so subtle, but
simple
beautiful.
Complexity there, you know.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Chat, what do you think about this tune? We got lots of 9s. Hey, Beach Boy fan forever. How are you? Allison's in the house.
Hey.
Let's see. Beach Boy Talk gives it a 10. Classic. Gabrielle from Rome, a 9. Almost perfect. Melodies perfectly managed and different tones. Oh my goodness! For a first time on here, Gabrielle is killing it. She's got some nice. Nice chats in there. Hey, Joe, our good friend Joe from Wishing You Were Here. He's a local celebrity here, actually, in Ohio. He's a celebrity. Until I saw it live, I gave it a 6. For some reason, did not gel for me. After seeing live and realizing the structural chording and hearing it moved me to a 9. Same thing, Joe, with me. After trying to learn and play it, I'm like, oh, man, this thing is a little bit more tricky than I thought. Macarena, 9. Love the melody. Sounds like Brian Awakening hook. Keith, 10. Full of hopeful anticipation. I love it. Matt Hallett. Hey, Matt. 6. Just not my thing. Woo. I guess everybody's allowed to have an opinion there. Wallene Watson. Hey, Wallene. Saying hi to Joyce. Andrea, 9. Wake for me. Wake the World. Great song. This whole album just eludes positivity. Jack 747. 9. Wake up. That's awesome. I love it, Jax. Thanks. Rick Jensen, Wake the World is actually a great song. This is an 8 for me. So simple, but so good. Mackenzie Ryder, 10. Mackenzie's new, everybody. Make sure you say hi to Mackenzie and Gabrielle as well. They're both new tonight, joining us from, I don't know where Mackenzie's from, but 10. It's one of those songs that I wish was longer because I loved it and don't want it to end.
Same with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Monza's in the house. Everybody, haven't checked out Monza's stuff. He's for those Instagram folks with us tonight. If you're on Instagram, Monza, I don't know if you've shared this on Facebook, but Monza has some beautiful illustrations of the Beach Boys. Right now, he has a Brian and a Mike out. It is really, really fantastic. You haven't checked it out. Todd Peters gives it a 9. Cindy Thrana, if I had a morning talk show, I'd use this song. Beautiful. El Gastri, really good. Hey, El Gastri, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Beach Boy fan 1962, I believe, is new or joining us from a long time. Love Wake the World as well. Cynthia Mace. Hey, Cynthia. Nice of you to have. Frank Villa, perfect for a Folgers commercial. Absolutely.
Harley Pinson had a neat comment that it was earlier, but he said 10 out of 10. It's just genuine music, authentic music. And I think that's a neat thing. Kind of what I was trying to say earlier. They're just really singing about something important to them, not trying to make a hit, not trying to be super progressive, just put it out there. This is what it makes me feel
what
like.
What an awesome tune. And by the way, I love the way they do this live from the 1968 concert or the 69 concert album. Super cool. I don't remember when it was, but cool.
Yeah, the Live in London one, I think.
Man, right now we've got Meant for You, Friends, and Wake the World. This is this is like a top 3 album by the Beach Boys right here. Hey, Spencer, thanks for liking the stream. Glad to have you with us. Matt, should we move on to our next track?
Sure. Number 4 is called Be Here in the Morning, another waltz, written by Brian Wilson, Carl Dennis, Mike Love, and Al Jardine. So 5 of the Beach Boys. And Al has some interesting vocals. I think he's the one singing the real high part in the beginning.
I think
so. And then one of the coolest parts in the song is when Dennis just comes in with that acoustic guitar, he's got that cool voice.
Really wonderful. Yeah.
Very cool.
Ready?
Yep. Yep.
It's been such a long day, so you better hurry home. Lit all my incense, and I wish you were home. Only 5 minutes if you walk through my door. Oh, be here in the morning, be here in the evening, be here and make my life whole. Be here in the morning, be here in the evening, be here and make my life whole. If born on the weekend and unplug my phone, no calls from Cork up, parts or Geelong. I only wish that you come here alone. Ooh, be here in the morning, be here in the evening, be here and make my life whole. Be here in the morning, be here in the evening, be here and make my life whole.
Man, what a song. And you know, the end there where you do the they actually repeat it again, and then the harmonies come in the
Oh,
background with Dennis. No, but but then
Oh,
they come
there's-
in and they're all singing it, and it's really neat, the harmony there. It's real beautiful.
Man,
Yeah.
I got to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, it's a genius thing. I give that a 9. And I do want to give a shout out before we go to the chat. Adam Marsland is on with us right now, a great musician in his own right. And
Oh
he
my
actually
gosh.
had a huge video blow up.
Huge video blow.
online.
The dude is well, he's famous already in the Beach Boy world
Yes.
because he plays with the Beach Boys. But Adam Marsland, everybody, go check out his YouTube page. Adam, if you're here, man, spam your YouTube.
Put
We
it
don't
in the
care.
chat, please.
Put it in the chat. Tell us where to go. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And I'm very happy for your success. That's great, man.
Yeah. You know,
So check it out. It's really good stuff.
Yeah, this community is just awesome. There's so many talented people within the Beach Boy. We talked about Les Hastings, who's got a wonderful. We talked about Monza Media, Scott. Just so many wonderful folks, and of course all the administrators, the admins, and the content creators of the Facebook pages that are keeping the Beach Boys alive. You're doing a huge thing. I mean, where would we? I mean, we wouldn't have this show. I mean, we wouldn't have places to connect digitally without really with the Facebook groups going. So thank you for all of you that do that. I know we have some administrators that join us. So Matt, let's go through what are some of the thoughts on the on Be Here in the Morning.
I see the Wave 9, Jimmy 8 out of 10, Taylor 8, Jimmy 9. A lot of interesting changes in the song. Very creative structure. Very talented you are, Matt. I think you meant Greg though. Greg's the one that plays. Sean said, "Gosh,
Matt's talented as well.
another 10." Joe gives it a 9. Michael Coates 10. I have always loved this song. Joyce 8.5. Eric Anniversario 9.87.
Hey,
Mackenzie.
Sue, real quick, sorry. Sue says, guys, I have to go, but I'd like to rate Busy Doing Nothing at a solid 10, as it is my favorite. Sue, you are an
Thank you for
absolute
being here,
rock
Sue.
star. What an honor to be here. I know you got to get your day going in Australia, but we love you so much. Thank you for being
What
here.
an honor. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Matt.
No, that's okay. I lost some now, but Adam did put the stuff in the chat for his video. So check that out.
Great. Everybody check that out. Yep.
Yep. I see Macarena 8.5, Gabrielle 9, Carol Ruth Barnes 9. A lot of 9s and 10s. Harley Pinson gave it a 10. A wonderful group effort, beautiful melody, honest emotions. I agree with that, Harley. Very good. Buzz Ulrich gives it a 10. Wow, Greg, I'm surprised. A lot of 10s for this song.
I gave it an 8, so it's my lowest one.
I gave it a 9 because I really think there's a lot more going on in it than when you really listen to it. It just sounds kind of whimsical, but those chord changes and the vocals, the harmonies are really neat in the song. So.
Okay, so far we've had Meant for You, Friends, Wake the World, and Be Here in the Morning. Man,
Yeah.
this so far there is not a bad song on this record. They're all really great, and it seems like a lot of 9s and 10s for all of them. So what's next, Matt? What do we got?
This might be where it goes down a little bit. I don't know, but it's called When a Man Needs a Woman. It's written by Brian, Dennis, Carl, Al Jardine, Steve Akarthoff, and John Parks, who both are mentioned in Be Here in the Morning. They're cousins of Brian Wilson. And Brian, the one thing I do love about it is Brian's vocal, especially in the beginning when he just comes in. You know, it makes you nervous when you wait for you. You know, that part is pretty cool. So
you sing it, man. This is what a cool.
No.
I love this song. I think it's wonderful. It's like, to me, it's a prelude. Oh, to me, it's a prelude of kind of Love You vibes. You know, it's Brian just singing about his personal experience. It's
almost like the songs I Went to Sleep and I Love Just Wants to See You. Like you said, they're these autobiographical and busy doing nothing.
I love it.
Kind of like
I
that,
love
you
it.
know? Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Matt, should we do it?
Yep, go ahead.
When a Man Needs a Woman. Sorry. You know it makes you nervous when you wait for your boy. Wait 9 months for a bottle of joy. There's a baby, yes, there's a baby about to be born. Pretty soon I'll put my son on my knee. 'Cause his little eyes will be looking at me. Then I'll tell him, when a man needs a woman, they make things like you, my son. When a man needs a woman, they make things like you, my son. A man needs a woman like a woman needs a man. When the two get together, pretty soon we'll be a family of 3. Then it's not gonna be just you and me. Share all the goodies with the ones we bring in the world. When a man needs a woman, they make things like you, my son. Darn it, I didn't play that super great, but I love this song. Matt, what do you think about this song?
I probably rate it about a 7. I like it. I just
Really?
the part that bothers me is in the middle when he goes and then it seems like after that
Man needs a woman like a woman
and then
needs
it
a
seems
man.
like it doesn't finish strong for me, if that makes sense. You
Well,
know, like
who wrote the lyrics on this? Anybody know? Was it Brian? It's set.
oh boy, I don't know. There's
Hold on,
6
before-
songwriters on it, so
Okay, hold on. But before we find out, because the chat is smarter than we are. By the way, we don't play stuff properly and we don't say things properly about the Beach Boys. But once again, we're setting the bar as low as possible. That way you can't get mad at us. But chat, who did the lyrics on that one? Can I do a guess, Matt? I want to guess that Brian wrote the lyrics on that.
I think so, or at least the concept of the lyrics and most of them. It sounds like a song on Love You, like you said, very simple lyrics. And of course, he ended up having 2 daughters. He didn't even have a son, but you know.
That's right.
No, I like it. I like it more when it starts, if that makes sense. And then I just think as it goes, it just doesn't do it for it. It doesn't go anywhere, you know. So I still think it's pretty decent, but it's the weakest one, I think, so far out of all the songs we've listened to.
Yeah, well, why don't I read through some of the chat? This is our lowest one so far, for sure. So let's go back to the. So Joe Winters gives it a 7. Let's see. Yeah, El Gastri says Brian had girls though, which is funny. Sean O'Grady, gotta drop this one down a few points. 7. Lyrics are just a bit too smarmy for me. I'm guessing that's not a good thing. Stephen Wells, when a man needs. 9. Great in the Brian Wilson world. I think it's wonderful. I think it's quirky.
Yeah.
I think it's very Brian. I think it's, like I said, pre-love you. I give it a 9 or 10. Cindy Thrana, 7. It is cute how he is talking to the child. I love that, Cindy. That's a really nice thought. Eric gives it a 9.55. Loves this song. Beach Boys Talk Matt gives it a 7. Nobody cares what he thinks. Karen Cruz. By the way, anything Matt says, this is the same guy that likes Hey Little Tomboy. So let's take it easy on how much weight we put on his opinion here. Karen Cruz says,
I need a source for that source.
Yeah, whatever. Karen Cruz says 10. Such a fun song. Good example of Brian's sense of humor. Andrea, 9. When a man needs a woman. Cute, whimsical song. Yeah, exactly. Man, people speak so much better and more clearly than we do. I think overall the Beach Boys were in a very good place in their lives and in their heads, and this album is a product of that. Taylor.
Exactly.
That's one question I would love to ask Al, if that's true. If did it just happen that way, or is it true? You know,
Al said that he had some of the most fun ever. I read this in an interview. He and Brian wrote a couple of these songs under that Wild Honey stained glass window.
Yeah, he's talked about that.
In Brian's house, and he said it was just a great time. He says it was fun, it was relaxed, and things like that. So. Yeah,
Taylor gives it a 7. Joyce, 8.5. It's got a good beat. Monza gives it a 4. Sort of filler for me. Wow, Monza, Oof. We need to talk. That's rough. That's our lowest score so far on this album by anybody. Gail gives it a 7. Macarena, maybe 7-ish. Marianne, hey, Marianne, how are you? Makes me happy. Me too, Marianne. Mackenzie gives it a 7. I need to listen to it more. I'll admit, if I'm streaming Friends, I often skip it. Not cool.
Give it another listen.
Give it another listen. Joy Hooper, the closest thing to filler. You know, now that I think about it, we're probably not helping the album by having me kind of butcher them, but it's fine. Harley gives it a 10. Honest appreciation of the domestic life and of the high value of parenthood. Unique for 1968. Themes not found in music played at Woodstock. Matt, you've got a lot of wonderful kids, man. Do you kind of feel that, you're a good parent, kids are well adjusted? Do you feel that kind of vibe in there?
Yeah, I do. Like you think about, like, you'd be excited to, again, literally sit your kid down and say, look at this place you're in, and just kind of tell them about things. Yeah. I think it's it's very real. Yep.
Adam Marsland says, good ear, Matt. Does have kind of a placeholder vibe on the bridge section. Yeah, like Brian went, let's just do this. I'm going back to bed.
Like not sure what to do. Yeah, that's what I feel like.
That's classic. Joey says, yet again, gets a 5, but hearing it stripped down with just piano helped. Also, I love lyrics, so that is probably why it gets a lower rating for me. I think lyrically it's a little lacking, but that's okay. I love the music. Rick, really only a 7 for me. A tad cheesy, but still a lot to enjoy. Patricia, Brian has 2 sons now, though, Dylan and Dash. That's true. Oh, that's very cool. Christine Crispin, solid 9. Frank Villa. Frank, I keep reading your name as Frankie Valli, and then I get excited. And then I'm like, oh, no, it's Fred Vale. And I'm like, nope, still not Fred Vale. It's Frank Villa. So who was the guy that had the home improvement? Villa?
Oh, Bob Villa.
Oh, Bob Villa. Are you really Frank, do you know Bob? Scott, not one of my favorites. I think a 7 is appropriate for all the reasons that have been mentioned. Yeah, some really good thoughts from everybody. Taylor, Beach Boys manager Nick Grillo, Parks, and Korthoff themselves shared a writing credit on When a Man Needs a Woman. The song was inspired by Marilyn Wilson's pregnancy with her and Brian's first child, Carney, although the lyrics suggest Brian thought it would be a boy. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I love it. Adam says Frank Villa owns Frankie Valli and Fred Vale. He is the OG FV. Oh, he is the original FV. Got it. I don't know Frank Villa. I feel like we should, though. He's a celebrity. So, Matt, some good. This is maybe our first hiccup in terms of what everybody is rating it, right?
Yeah, but again, it's in context, right? I think if you put that song on Love You, it stands out a little bit more. It's more in that form. It still goes with the concept of the album, but there's not as many background vocals on it. Again, it's a little bit simpler. It's not as complicated. So, yeah, but I mean, I like it. I don't turn it off when it comes on or anything like that, but I'm not like, you got to hear the song, guys. It's not one of those either. So.
Well, let's move on. So our next song now is called Passing By. Matt, do you have anything to tell us about that one?
Yeah, just Brian Wilson wrote this one. There were lyrics written for it, but they ended up not using them and just singing, the, in the background.
Yeah, on that release from
like
Capitol.
That they did that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
On that release from Capitol, the Wake the World, the the bonus material, I think they have a version on there where they're singing the actual words. But I'm actually so glad they didn't, because this song is so peaceful and calm. I could play it and sing it forever. I think
it's really up there in the Beach Boy songs in general, just for a composition that Brian wrote, the music, arrangement and music in it. Yep. Oh yeah. And by the way, before you play it, Murray Wilson did sing a bass vocal on Be Here in the Morning. Somebody mentioned that in the chat. That is true. Murray was on that album. Yeah.
That's true?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
No way. Oh, this is why I love the chat. You know way more than we do. That's amazing.
Oh, hey, Bobby Figueroa's here too.
Oh, Bobby. Wow, what an honor. Can we stop the show for a second? And Bobby, can you tell us about your run with Al here? Because I am now for sure going to seek out one of these shows, and I think everybody should. Knowing Al and Matt were there, I was like, yeah, okay. But when Bobby was at it, I was like, okay, Greg is in. So Bobby, if you have anything to share on that, we'd love to. But let's do passing by. We won't put Bobby on the spot. But man, happy for you, Bobby. Hope you're doing well.
And according to my sources, it's just Brian, Carl, and Al singing those background all in unison there. So pretty cool. Yep. So cool. You did a really good job playing that. I love that song.
So fun. It's so peaceful.
There is something I wanted to read here. Michael B. Coates. Yeah, I was thinking about this, but couldn't exactly say the lyrics. It says from Wikipedia, passing by is wordless with the melody hummed by Brian. The piece had discarded lyrics written for it. While walking down the avenue, I stopped to have a look at you, and then I saw you were just passing by. Those are pretty sweet lyrics. So,
I know.
Anyway.
Yeah, but once again, it goes back to like. By the way, not Ben66. Thank you for following us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I think, but that's what's so endearing and lovely about Friends is like You Wish Meant for You was a little bit longer. You Wish Passing By had lyrics, but in the end, they're simple and short and sweet. I just think it goes back to the concept of like peaceful and like it's not drawn out. I love this album, and I love this album. I'm falling in love more with this album as we talk through it.
Jimmy said it sounds like a kayaking on the beach of a Hawaiian island. Nice jazz lick there, Greg. But that's a perfect way to describe it. It does, like you're just in the water, relaxing and chilling.
I imagine this would be a perfect song in your earbuds if you were like on one of those sky. What are like the kites? They're like it's like a kite you fly in, but it's got like a motor on the back. What are those called?
Yeah.
Parasailing or
something?
Like you know what I mean? Just like up in the sky and you see a goose, just like flying next to you and he's singing it,
I love it. Cindy said, I wonder if Mike was away with his meditation at this time. Were there any songs, lyrics, credit? Yeah, actually he was. He came back in April from the Maharishi trip in India. He's credited on Meant for You, and he's credited on Be Here in the Morning, and he's credited on Annalie the Healer. and then Transcendental Meditation. So he's just credited on those 4 songs, but he was away for a lot of the recording over there, learning how to meditate and things like that. So,
yeah. All right, Matt, want to move to our next tune here?
Let's do it. We're gonna flip the record over, and the opening track on side 2 is other than Transcendental Meditation, is probably the most Transcendental Meditation song on the album, written by Brian Wilson and Mike Love, with some of the most incredible vocals I've ever heard, in my opinion, by the Beach Boys. On that Wake the World box set, they have a track just vocals, and this one's called Anna Lee the Healer.
So
lead
good.
singer Mike Love on this one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna shock you on this one, but
oh boy, here we go.
It's
what
a 10. It's
wow.
a 10. Yeah.
Was it?
And
can I ask you a question? Okay, go.
Yeah.
Was it a 10 before you heard just the vocals on this?
No.
On the bonus.
That's what I'm saying. No, it was not.
It's so good.
I changed my mind a lot listening to it, and what I realized was those harmonies are so tight, and they're the 4 freshman style harmonies, but they're like mature men, Beach Boys, who are like in control doing it. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly. It's just like their take on those harmonies more than some other songs. And I just think it's really jazzy, really funky. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love it. I got a 9.5, 10. Gabrielle in Rome gives it a 9.5. The melodies and the bass lines managed to keep the song elegant. If you think it's if you think it's that never explodes, it continues to keep a perfect calm. My favorite of Friends. Oh wow, it's her favorite too. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Allison, my favorite song on the album, next to Meant for You. Yeah, Claire. Hi Claire. Anna Lee reminds me of dancing on a beach around a fire for some reason. I like it. Eric says the last line I always hear as the Gila, or yeah, like a Gila monster. Oh yeah. I love it. Jimmy Beige, hey Jim, 10. Like so many songs on this album, there are songs inside the song. It's so cool. Yeah, it's so good. I love it. Beach Boys Talk bot. Welcome to Beach Boys Talk. If you are new to the show, please tell us your name, where you are from, and your favorite Beach Boy album. Thanks, Beach Boy Talk for joining us. Appreciate it. Matt Green gives Anna Lee a 9.5. Darren, 10 out of 10. Jax, hey Jax, 747. Hey. Bear with me. The song itself is Anna Lee because it heals me. 10. I love it. I love it. Jax, you rock. Joseph Mark gives it an 11. Carol gives it a 9. The harmonies are amazing. El Gastri, I think it's weak, but still a pretty good song. Okay. Jimmy Kasdorf, 8 out of 10. Taylor, pronounced Ela Monster. I don't even know. Yeah. Tom Maddox, 7. Sounds great with the headphones. I love it. What a fun.
Yeah, it does.
This album rocks, man.
And our friend Scott, he was up further in the chat, he gave it a 10 as well. So which is big time. Yeah.
I love it. Steven says in his book, Brian admits to having put himself in the hospital after the original failure of the Friends LP. That's really sad. You know, I wonder if that's true.
Yeah, I think he did. And I think it was one of those things where he was probably in a pretty good place. You can tell when he made Friends and when he talks about it. And I think it was just disappointing that when you're like, I'm at peace, this is where I am. And everybody's like, you know, ignoring it, not buying it, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. All right, Matt, what do we got? What do we got up next?
Next song is the first song on an album written by Dennis Wilson. And of course, his co-writer is Stephen Kalinich. Happy birthday again to Stephen. And it is called Little Bird. Now, interesting, in the middle of the song, I'm not probably telling anybody here something they don't already know, but there's part of Childless Father of the Man in the bridge of that song. Mm-hmm. The little bird up in a tree. It's the Childless Father of the Man. So I remember when Stephen was on the show, he told us that Brian actually wrote more of Little Bird than people know, but Dennis kind of had the idea and some of the melodies, so he wanted to, you know, give it to Dennis. And again, that was Stephen's recollection, but it's a pretty great song overall.
Matt, can I play from Stephen's comments on this from when he was on the show?
Sure. Yeah.
Let's make sure everybody can hear it. All right, here we go. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Let's try this.
Like Little Bird.
There we go. Okay.
Him. So with Dennis, I would give him the words. Like Little Bird, I was sitting at his house on 14,400 Sunset. We used to go up in his tree hut and talk about how we're going to reform society. And he had all kinds. He was the greatest guy. He was complicated, but he's a great friend and great. We never argued when we wrote, only when we didn't write. Dennis, I looked up and there was a bird in the tree. It's like God or grace came to me, and the little bird up in the tree looked down and sang the song to me of how it began. And then I repeated how it began. The trout in the shining brook, even though some don't gave a warm and loving look and told me not to worry about my life. Then the next thing should have been, so don't worry about your life. In those two lines, if I had understood that, I would never have to do anything. I would understand the whole meaning of life. So it was like a Zen type of experience. And Dennis, boom, little bird up. He had it instantly. And then the bridge, where's my bird? He must. That's Brian. And I said it then, but Brian never admitted it, but now he will admit it. But Brian wrote that, but he didn't put his name on it. I think he was trying to help Dennis and maybe me to get, because we are the two writers on that.
Really? Ooh, okay, so moving on to the next YouTube video. Yeah, so really cool chat. Really cool from Steven there talking about writing this tune with Dennis. And if there's one thing, if you've ever gotten a chance to talk with Steven, he like the way he speaks is just poetry. And so I can only imagine that being able to write with him and Dennis, they probably had a really good partnership, you know, because his lyrics are wonderful. His poems are wonderful. He's a really, really great guy. So I love it.
Yeah. And even on Little Bird and Be Still, my understanding is that what Steven wrote was a lot longer, you know, because he's a poet and he just had all these things and they had to cut it down a little bit for the songs. But yeah, Little Bird's pretty neat. Yep.
Let's do Little Bird. Little bird up in a tree, look down and sing a song to me of how it began. A tree in my own backyard stands
that's a song. Somebody said it in the chat earlier, but there's that break with just the cello, the boom, 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 and then the harmony, the
Yeah, it's super cool.
It's pretty cool. And then the childless father of the man part comes in. I just think it's a really well constructed song. Pretty neat.
Yeah, I hear a lot of smile all over this album, to be honest. As we break it apart and I'm playing the piano, some of the piano parts, I hear smile in so many different this one. Sorry. There's another there's another part of the anyway, I hear smile all over this, obviously. Most commonly this tune, everybody talks about the bridge coming from child is the father of the man, that kind of thing. And
I didn't know that for a long time either. I listened to the song a lot and never made that connection before.
To be fair, the whole thing is child of the father of the man, it's not really.
Well, that's why, yeah.
So what did Dennis actually write,
Yeah, that's why Steven said Brian wrote most of that song, but I'm not really sure. But great song. I give it a 9. I like it a lot. And for Dennis's, first debut on a song, it had to surprise a lot of people.
I bet
wow.
It did, for sure.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's go and find out what the chat. Claire says, once Steven said that Carl once told him, if you couldn't sing, then whisper, speak the words. Always remember that. Steven is poetry itself. Little Bird, a 9. Claire, that's so nice of you to share. Yeah, Steven is just a sweet, sweet person. Happy birthday again, Steven. Susan, hey, Susan gives it a solid 9. Macarena at 10 for Little Bird. Beach Boys fan forever, 7 or 8. Joey Hooper, 10 for Little Bird. I'm shocked to know the beat track hasn't been sampled by other artists. That's a good, that would be a sick sample. Marianne loves this, 10 for me. Gabrielle, 9 out of 10. Dennis was so talented. Pacific Ocean Blue is the perfect demonstration. Now, guys, I have to go. I'm sorry. Here in Rome, it's almost 4 a.m. What? Wow. Gabrielle, you are the best.
Thanks for being here.
We're honored to have you. You come anytime. You are an honored guest. We'd love to have you on. Get some good, much-deserved rest. Good night. Buzz Ulrich, Little Bird is a 10. Lovely harmonies with evocative lyrics and tremendous production. Jimmy Beige, a 10. Great lyric and melody. El Gastri, according to Wikipedia, Marilyn also sings in Busy Doing Nothing. I didn't know that. Matt, did you know that?
I did not.
Manza says, I love it when they write in those mundane tasks adults do, like, guess I'll go mow the lawn. Fits so well on this album. It does, too, right? That's a good point. Really makes me wish I Went to Sleep was on here.
Yeah.
Man. Scott says Little Bird's an easy 10. Well, Matt, let's keep going. Let's get to the end of our record here because we're getting close.
All right. The third one is, again, another Dennis Wilson, Stephen Kalinish track. Again, a very short one, kind of like almost like a prayer in a way, because it's, again, lyrics by Stephen Kalinish based off of one of his poems, and that's called Be Still.
You know you are. Be still and know you are. Your life is meant for joy, all so deep within. Life is meant for joy. A tree becomes a sea, a mountain in the sky. It's all so deep within. Now is the time life begins. Some really nice vocals, I think, here from Dennis, more than I think a lot of his tunes. And it goes back, another Stephen Kalinish one, and I botched the lyrics like an idiot, but it's just beautiful writing once again. And I think Little Bird and Be Still are, to me, probably the strongest lyrics on the album. But that's my opinion. Matt, what do you think about Be Still?
I like it. What it reminds me of is what's to come with Dennis, where this song has that really pretty melody, but it's simple. But when he gets into Carl and the Passions and stuff, he has those simple melodies, but then it's so produced, and this could have easily fit in one of those categories. It's very Dennis, a nice melody.
Wow, Matt, we're getting a lot of 9s and 10s in the chat for Be Still.
Again, it goes with the album well. It's nice. It's, nice and relaxing. Yeah. Somebody asked I think it was Harley asked if Bruce is on this album at all. I think Bruce might have sang some backups, but I did read something today that Bruce thought the songs on here were kind of wimpy. He wasn't super happy with this album. So, you know, I don't know exactly what his involvement was. I would imagine he sang on some background tracks, but obviously didn't sing lead or anything like that or have any original songs on the album. All right, then the next one we go to is, it's all Brian Wilson. I think Marilyn might sing on the background a little bit, but it doesn't have a lot of harmonies like the other songs. It reminds me a lot of I Love Just Wants to See You, in that it's just Brian and kind of his meandering way, just singing about, again, the mundane things.
Yeah.
But he does it in a bossa nova style, kind of like a Burt Bacharach kind of track, you know? And that is Busy Doing Nothing, which is a really cool title, too.
I had to fix a lot of things this morning, 'cause they were so scrambled. But now it's okay, I tell you I've got enough to do. The afternoon was filled up with phone calls. What a hot, sticky day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The air is cooling down. Take all the time you need. It's a lovely night. If you decide to come, you're gonna do it right. Drive for a couple miles. You see your sun, you turn left for a couple blocks. Next is mine, you turn left on a little road. It's a bumpy one, you'll see a white fence. Move the gate and drive through on the left side. Come right in, you'll find me in my house somewhere. Keeping busy while I wait. I get a lot of thoughts in the morning. I write them all down. If it wasn't for that, I'll forget them in a while. And lately I've been thinking about a good friend I'd like to see more of. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think I'll make a call.
Nice. I wrote a number down, but I lost it, so I searched through my pocketbook. I couldn't find it, so I sat and concentrated on the number, and slowly it came to me. So I dialed it and I let it ring a few times. There was no answer, so I let it ring a little more. Still no answer, so I hung up the telephone. Got some paper and sharpened up my pencil and wrote a letter to my friend.
Oh, yeah. What a neat song. You know, they say that he actually tells the directions to his house. He's describing it, but he says drive for a couple miles, so you don't know where the starting point is. You know what I mean? So
It's probably the local McDonald's.
yeah, you'd have to know.
Yeah.
But again, the title itself, Busy Doing Nothing, what a neat title for a song. You know, it's just
And it goes
reminds
back,
me of the album in a way. You know,
It
That's what
does,
the
and
album's about.
it reminds me. Like I said, it's another one of those precursor Brian Love You kind of things where it's like
Yeah.
just his straight up personal experience that's very raw and just very fun. But let's go to the chat. What do you guys think of Busy Doing Nothing? What do you think? Let's see. Beach Boy Fan 1962. Love this song. Andrea, thank you very much. Joey Hooper 9 for Busy Doing Nothing. A lyrical word salad of a song. I love singing the lyrics to the song, and Matt, I love singing the lyrics with your kids. It's hilarious because it's kind of
They
like,
know them all. I can't believe it. So
well, it's like I know it's like one of those games where like when I went camping, I brought and you got to remember everybody's in the circle. I feel like
Yeah.
it's that. It's really fun. It's fun to do. Joyce is great. Oh, thank you, Joyce. Cindy says later in the 90s, Jewel did a song sort of in this manner. Okay. Joy Rise, yes. That was mentioned in Long Promise Road. Okay. Matt Hallett, 8.5. Taylor Rudkin, Busy Doing Nothing. I'd Love Just Wants to See You. Yeah. But nice bossa nova feel here. And I should have had the drums on that one, except there's a couple turnarounds where it ends up flipping the beat, so I didn't want to do that. But Joey Winters, 10 lyrics, Busy Doing Nothing. Jimmy Buffett influence. Yeah, I love it. Busy Doing Nothing is a 10. So Rick Jensen gives it a 10. I know we got a few up here that I missed, so let me go back. John Tilden says, busy doing nothing at 10. It's so goofy that it's directions to his house. Love it. Very humanizing. He could make a song out of anything. Gail,
he talks about getting the phone number, like remembering a phone number. It's really funny,
one of my favorite things in that song is I wrote it, but when they say slowly it came to me, I think that's where Marilyn or some of the background singers come in there, and it's so nice because it's like very like you hear the voices kind of coming to you. I love it. Yeah. And of course nobody answers, which is hilarious. I love that. That's what happens. So Matt, we've only got a couple songs left here. Diamond Head we're going to skip, but we're skip as far as me playing it, just because it's more of like a. It's more of a like a how do I say this?
It's got so many different parts,
like an atmosphere,
It's hard to play on the piano, but I mean, you could probably do it, but I mean, it's not that kind of a song.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about this is he has 2 instrumentals on this, unless you count Passing By as an instrumental, but kind of like Pet Sounds had 2, I think that's interesting. And Diamond Head really does give the feel of being in Hawaii. I think it's a great song. I like it a lot. So we can go on to the last.
Yeah, let's go to the last song, Transcendental Meditation. And this is the one I think that probably tears people the most about this album. Is it seems a little out of place. Do you think so, Matt?
Yeah, I almost think there's irony in it because the whole album is so peaceful and fluid. And like I talked about that concept, but then when you actually have a song about transcendental meditation, it's jarring and it's loud and it shocks you. I almost think it's like Brian Wilson making a joke or playing a joke in a way, I don't know if it's true, but you know what I mean? It just seems like you'd expect another really peaceful song about the message of TM, but instead you get this really, again, this jarring, jazzy kind of thing with where the lyric, the vocals, they're changing their voices, the sound kind of strange, and I don't know. It's just I think it's very ironic.
Well, going to the chat, we're still talking about some Diamond Head here, and somebody mentioned it before, but Diamond Head absolutely paints a picture of like Hawaii and that vibe, and they do a great job of it. I really like Diamond Head. I give it a 9 or a 10. I think it's really fun. I think too. It totally fits the whole album. It's a piece of artwork, and I love it. I'd love to dig into that a little bit more. The problem is, maybe one of these days, the Beach Boys, Irving Azoff will give us permission to play actual music on the show, and then we can maybe play that one and talk through it. But for now, you'll have to put up with my crap. But some nice stuff. Transcendental Meditation, 7.2 from Eric. Let's see. Goofing on Mike. Good point, Matt. 10. Okay. Love it. So Matt, I like Transcendental Meditation. Why don't we do a little bit of it?
It's probably my least favorite, but again, in the context, I don't get it too much, but the song itself is not terrible. It's interesting, but go ahead.
Yeah. Let's do it. I got some drums for this one. Here we go. Transcendental medication can emancipate the man and get you feeling grand. It's cool. It's cool. Something out here. So you talk about, let's go back. So Meant for You, right?
Yeah.
Right. Really, really, really pretty. Only the right.
Mm-hmm.
All these chords are very, very positive sounding. We talked about when a man needs a woman. All very positive. But then you have this. These really, really interesting, really a lot of dissonance, tritonage. And this is the first time you start to hear any sort of kind of like you kind of mentioned that angst, Pet Sounds angst.
Yeah. Scott said something.
Why.
Scott said something really neat in the chat. He said he likes it the way it is because it's almost like bringing you back to reality. And I've never thought of that before, but that's a really neat idea. Like the whole album is real
Okay.
peaceful and dreamy. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, let's get back to, the daily grind that is full of anxiety and angst and stuff. I think that's a kind of a neat thought.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
I'd like to hear the chat's thoughts on our last tune here.
Yeah.
Transit. Like, what are your thoughts that they were thinking here? I like that it's kind of you have all this peaceful, and then hey, by the way, this is real life. So, I think it's I think it's cool. Eric says, although it is my least favorite on the album, I still like it a lot, and I think it's a great way to end. I think What If I Went to Sleep was the closer. That would have been too gentle for a closer. Yeah, maybe a closer is nice to have that, kind of a little bit of grit to it, I suppose. Michael B. Coates says, Transcendental Meditation sort of fits in the category of Unbugged at My Old Man. Ooh. And Bull Sessions with the Big Daddy. They don't quite fit. I do like the horn section, though. That's interesting. Do you consider it? Is it filler?
I don't know. I don't think that, like I said, I think it's a joke. I'd have to do more research, and maybe Steven could tell us or somebody, but I think almost what Scott's saying is true, and kind of what I'm saying, it's similar, is that this whole album is made to be very peaceful and light. And then it's almost like you get in the mood so much, after Diamond Head and Busy Doing Nothing, and all of a sudden they just pop you with this, this dissonance and stuff. I could see it as Brian being, thinking it's funny or something,
Yeah, I love it. Matt, I think to me, after doing this, I think Friends has got to be top 3 Beach Boy albums. Do you put it in the top 3? Do you put it in the top 2, top 1? Where do you put it?
Oh man, it's definitely my favorite of the lo-fi era. I know that's only 3 albums. It's definitely my favorite between Smiley Smile and 2020. I don't know if I think it's not better than Pet Sounds. I still think Today's better.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the early Beach Boys, when I talked about their golden era being 63 to 66, I just think those albums are better, but I do think this is a top 5 or top 6 album. It's
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's very good for what it is.
Top 5.
But,
let's say it's top 5. What would you put ahead of that? Pet Sounds and Today, I know, but what are
Pet
the other
Sounds,
2?
Today, Summer Days and Summer Nights.
Oh,
sure.
Really? And then Sunflower? MIU?
And you know what? Not Sunflower. I probably.
Really? You think Friends is better than Sunflower?
I do think Friends is better than Sunflower. That's probably another many moods, but I think Friends
right.
is better than any of those early 70s albums, to be honest with you, all the way through Carl and the Passions. I think Friends is better.
Better than
think
Holland?
Friends is better than 2020.
Is Friends better than Holland?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that'd be a fun game to play. I'll just go through the albums. You say better or worse. That's a fun game to play.
Maybe it is in the top 3. Maybe I'm wrong now that because I used to like Wild Honey more, and I'm going back and forth now because I hear more harmony in Friends, more of the Beach Boy vocals and things that you don't hear in the Wild Honey album. So it's hard to say, but I definitely think it's better than the 70s albums for sure. But I don't think it's better than the Beach Boys in their prime, the 65, 66 era. That's tough to beat,
I love it. I love it so much. This was so much fun. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Now, we're not done. We have a giveaway. So if you're here right now hanging out with us, you automatically just get to maybe be picked for to win this awesome promo poster for Friends. Check it out. Right here. You can take this home. We're going to send it to you via snail mail, and you can have it. Matt, I want to make sure we didn't miss anything before we do our giveaway. We'll do a giveaway, then we'll take some requests. We'll do some piano bar, some Beach Boys piano bar. If you want to hear a song, let us know. Put your songs in the chat. And, Matt, I'm going to go ahead. If you have anything you want to say, I'm going to get our winner. Sound okay?
Okay. Yeah, I just think it's always nice. Greg and I are able to break down these albums, and I really appreciate when Greg just plays the piano. I know we don't get those Beach Boys harmonies per se, but you get to hear more of the music and just really what the melody was like of the song and the feel. And I appreciate that. And I always enjoy it. And it made me tonight even appreciate Friends even more. And I want to go back and listen to it again to hear some of those things I might've missed,
All right, Matt, we have our winner of the Beach Boys
All right, let's do
Friends promo poster. Matt, you ready?
it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
The winner this week, and we're going to have giveaways every week from our collection. We got some really cool stuff that we're going to give away. The winner this week is Mackenzie Ryder. Mackenzie Ryder.
Wow. First time on the show, the winner.
I know. Go buy a lottery ticket, Mackenzie. Now, Mackenzie has to be here. If Mackenzie is in the chat, she's got to send us something for at least we'll give her a couple minutes here. But if she doesn't, we will redraw. So, Mackenzie, are you here?
Play Little Tomboy for Matt. I don't like that. Are you here, Mackenzie?
How does Hey Little Tomboy start, Matt? Hey,
Hey,
little tomboy,
sitting there on my lap. I got things that I want to tell you.
Keep going, keep going.
No.
No more skateboards, put away that something. I'm gonna teach you. Matt, how does it go? Go ahead.
I'm gonna teach you to kiss. No, I can't sing. I'm not
I
singing
know.
that song. It's weird.
You
I'm not doing
completely
it.
fell into my trap. Is Mackenzie here? Did we?
The
Hey little, hey little, hey little.
And then Carl, Angry Carl.
Turn yourself into a girl.
Hey, there's Mackenzie. She's there. All right.
Hey!
Mackenzie, just email
BeachBoysTalk
or
at
send us
Gmail.
a note.
Yeah, beachboystalk
Gmail.
at gmail.com. We'll get you taken care of. We got
with
a
your
few things we
address
got to
and we'll
send out.
that to you. Yep.
Send out the yeah. Patricia said, Mackenzie, please answer so Greg stops playing Hey Little Tomboy. That's not my favorite song. That's Matt's favorite song. So everybody, we're going to do all requests for a little bit. If you want to hear a song, we're so grateful to have you join us. If you want to hear a song, put it in the chat. Matt and I are just going to hang out with you, chat, have a good time for the next 10, 15 minutes or so. It'll be fun. So if you want to hear a song, let us know. Matt, if you have a song in the chat, let me know. We'd love to play it. Let's see. What's our first one's going to be? You want to hear a song? Let us know.
I missed a couple. Oh, here we go. Gail Key said, "Don't back down." There you go.
Oh,
all
dang.
summer long. The girls dig the way the guys get up. That's a tricky one chord wise for a little surf song, you know.
The girls dig the way the guys get all wiped out. Their feet in the air, you can hear them shout. They're not afraid. Not my fool. Back down, don't back down. They get their teeth. They don't back down. You gotta be a little nice. Show 'em now who's got gas. Don't back down from that way. When a 20-footer sneaks up like a ton of lead, the board bounces up, stops them upside the head. They're not afraid. Not my fool. Back down, don't back down. They get their teeth. They don't back down. You gotta be a little nice. Show 'em now who's got gas. Don't back down.
All
Don't
right,
back down.
Harley,
darn it, I messed
Harley
that
was
up.
real active on chat tonight, and we appreciate all your insight, Harley. He wants to hear "This Car of Mine."
Oh, do you know the
Great
word?
tune.
Oh, you gotta help me with the words. This car of mine.
When I got her now, she wasn't new, old, and broke down. This car of mine.
All right, we're gonna do. Let's do a shuffle.
Sitting in my car.
This car of mine. Oh, when I got her now, she wasn't new, old and broke down. This car of mine. There's been a lot I remember the day
When upon her own. Oh, when
I remember
I
the
chose her
day
over all those old junkers.
when I chose her over all those old hunky junkers. Thought I could tell underneath the corner rush she was gold. No clunker, I never wanna part with her, you see. This little car means a heck of a lot to me. This car of mine, this car of mine, this car of mine. Ain't no amount of gold in any mine can be enough to take away this car of mine. Diddly hope, hope, diddly hope, hope, diddly hope, hope.
I have no idea what he says in that song. Half that song. I have
The
no
only
idea.
I finally looked up the lyrics. It's no amount of gold in any mine. That's the
No-
only no amount of gold in any gold mine in any mine.
Oh, no matter. That's hard to say.
No amount of gold in any mine. Yeah, it's
In
a lot.
any
A
mine,
lot
yeah.
going on. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, let's we got any other songs that people want to hear?
Oh yeah, we got. How about? I know you play
I
this
gotta
one a
look
lot,
up the words.
but this one's appropriate for tonight for Ronnie Spector, and then of course for Carl. I Can Hear Music.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
That was Macrina.
Yeah, now this is a famous Many Moods of Matt. Matt thinks that this is Carl's worst vocal, which is interesting, and he doesn't like.
I don't
the way
like the
Carl-
part when he goes, "I close my eyes and here it comes again." I don't like that part. I like the rest of it. But what do I know? I'm not a singer. So. Ronnie Spector sings that at a concert. Brian sings in the background. It's pretty cool.
Ready?
And Evan Holly's in the house too. Hey, Evan.
This is the way I always dreamed it would be. The way that it is, oh, when you were holding me. I never had love of my own. Maybe that's why when we're all alone, I can hear music. I can hear music. The sound of the city, baby, seems to disappear. Oh, and I can hear music. Sweet, sweet music. Whenever you touch me, baby, whenever you're near, loving you, it keeps me satisfied. And I can't explain, no, the way I'm feeling inside. You look at me with kisses and I close my eyes and here it comes again. I can hear music. I can hear music. The sound of the city, baby, seems to disappear. Oh, I can hear music. Sweet, sweet music. Whenever you touch me, baby, whenever you're near.
Hey, I've seen very good. I've seen this one 3 times. Do you know Sweet Mountain, American Spring? That's from Jax on Twitch over here.
Man, you've seen it a lot, really?
Well, from him, he's put it in a couple
What
like 3
what
times.
what's it called? Sweet Mountain.
Sweet Mountain? Yeah,
Hey Jack,
that's
man,
what
this
I'm gonna
is
have to learn.
this is a Beach Boys only show, man. I'm just kidding. We'll put it on the.
Well, Brian wrote it, I think. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll remember it, and I'll learn it for next.
And Claire, I didn't say it was Carl's worst vocal. It's just like that fake news that I love.
Yeah,
David
Emily, my
Campbell.
brother said it's his worst vocal, and actually he said Carl sings terribly
In
on
fact,
it.
Carl's greatest vocal is in Hey Little Tomboy when he says, "Time to turn into a girl." Just kidding. All right, hey,
We're gonna get
Joe,
canceled. We're not allowed.
Emily, I do like Carl's voice. I just said it's not my favorite vocal of his. I don't think he sings it badly. It's a little weak for me, you know, at the high part. That's all.
Matt,
But
can
I'm
we
gonna
take?
stop saying that?
Let's take two. Can we take two more songs?
Okay, yeah.
Let's take two more. Two more
well,
songs.
Joe,
What do you want to hear?
Joe had a good idea. He thought you could play a little of "Be My Baby" with a key change in the "Don't Worry Baby." You know, since it was inspired. That's something you can do in honor of Ronnie Spector. Like a mishmash or something.
We could do that.
Okay. No, I'm getting destroyed. It's not even many moods anymore.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you're
Whatever.
it's
One of Carl's best vocals ever is "Living with a Heartache." That one's awesome. So. Palisades Park too.
You left me alone. I like Palisades Park.
Last night I took
a walk in the dark.
I love that one. Yeah.
It's really good. Okay, so what are we playing?
How about "Be My Baby" and the "Don't Worry Baby"?
Yeah, we already did "Be My Baby" though. Well, we'll do it again. Whatever.
All right, play "Don't Worry Baby." Then that was requested as well, since that was inspired.
All right, let's do "Don't Worry Baby." I'll do it with the "Be My Baby" drums. How about that?
There you go. That's how they did it at the '73 concert, if you remember, when Al sings it.
Sorry. Well, it's been building up inside of me for I don't know how long. I don't know why, but I keep thinking something's about to go wrong. But she looks in my eyes and makes me realize when she says, "Don't worry, baby. Everything will turn out alright. Don't worry, baby. Baby, ooh. I guess I should have kept my mouth shut when I started to brag about my car. But I can't back down now because I pushed the other guys too far. She makes me come alive and makes me wanna cry when she says, "Don't worry, baby. Everything will turn out alright. Don't worry, baby. Baby." The night we met, I knew I needed you so. And if I had the chance, I'd never let you go. Oh, won't you say you love me? I'll make you so proud of me. We'll make them turn their heads now everywhere we go. Oh, won't you please be my little baby? Tell me, darling, be my baby now. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Be my little baby.
The many Mountain Dews of Matt. Oh my gosh. Cindy said the many boos of Matt because they didn't like what I was saying. They were booing me. Dang.
There's a couple. I like the many Mountain Dews of Matt. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. All right, one more song, and then we are out of here.
All right. Somebody else, give me one in the chat here.
One
We had a
final
lot go
song.
by.
What's it going to be? What's it going to be? The next one we have to do no matter what it is in the chat. You ready, Matt?
All right. Well, that's up to you. I don't have to play anything. So.
Yeah, but it could be something like Hey Little Tomboy. All right, we don't have one yet. What's it going to be? Last song.
Bye, Don. I don't think that's a song. Bye, Don.
Girl, Don't Tell Me.
Is that it? Girl, Don't Tell Me. That's a good one. There you go. There's a good Carl vocal. That's a solid, strong one.
Girl, don't tell me you're right. All right, we got it. Ready?
Yep. And again, thanks to everybody for joining us tonight. We really appreciate the support. It was fun.
Hi, little girl, it's me. Don't you know who I am? Oh, whoops. Hi, little girl, it's me. Don't you know who I am? I met you last summer when you came up to stay with my grand. Said I'm the guy who left you with tears in his eyes. You didn't answer my letter, so I figured it was just a lie. Your hair's getting longer and shorts, they sure fit you fine. I bet you went out every night during your school time. But there's a time I'm not gonna count on you. I'll see you this summer and forget you when you go back to school. Girl, don't tell me you're right. Girl, don't tell me you're right. Girl, don't tell me you're right. Me again this time. Hi, little girl, it's me. Don't you know who I am? Good night, everybody. We love you so much. Thank you for joining us. Hey, don't forget, next week, we're back with some more Beach Boys Talk. Join us every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Also, if you like the show and want to donate some money, we want to support the show that way, we have a PayPal account now where you can send us donations. Really kind of you. Congratulations to Mackenzie. Happy birthday to Stephen Kalinich. Very good friend of the show. What a sweet guy. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Todd. Graham Coffee, I love you. Let's see.
Yes.
Claire, good night. Cindy, good night. Joyce, good night. See the wave, good night, my friend. Susan, good night. Emily, good night. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. We love you all so much. Mackenzie, congrats. Thank you for joining us. Yes, please send us an email so we can get you your poster. Evan, honored guest. Evan, when are we going to get you on the show again, buddy? We got to get Evan on. Matt.
Heck yeah, we do.
We got to get Evan. Evan, come on our show again. You were awesome. Buzz, good night, my friend. Todd, see the wave. Matt, good night.
Good night.
Andrea, good night. Thank you so much for being here. Joyce, we love you.